Welcome back to the program. Tina Gunter was a heroin addict who stole from her friends to feed her addiction. She was arrested 7 times for offences including robbery and fraud. At her lowest, Tina spent time in jail. But I tell you, you'd never believe it when you look. Now, there's the mugshot. But she's turned her life around, got married, beautiful bride. Tina and her husband David join me. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning, Kerri.
How are you?
Terrific. Obviously, you know, you've been through some traumas, jail time, armed robbery, heroin addict. How young were you, Tina, when you first dabbled with drugs?
Well, I started using drugs when I was about 15.
What sort?
I forced myself to start smoking cigarettes when I was 13. And once you start compromising with those sort of people and stuff, it makes you more accessible to those sort of things. So I started.
This is your family here?
That's my family. That's my mum and dad and one of my sisters, Janine. It's 5 years.
Really lovely, normal, happy.
Yep,
wonderful, middle-class Aussie family.
Yeah, they're still together. Like, you know, we weren't without our struggles. Yeah. But like I wasn't.
You're a normal family.
Normal.
So when did you first try heroin?
When I was about 20.
Why?
The people I was hanging out with were using it, and I tried it, and I was hooked from then on. Like, it took me, within 8 months, I'd lost every single thing, and I didn't know how addictive it was. I'd heard how addictive it was, but I didn't listen. All those people that spoke to me and warned me about those things, even one of my friends who became my closest friend, warned me how addictive it was. I didn't listen. I didn't listen.
You not in complete agreement there, David.
Yeah.
Tell me the relationship association, first meeting.
Well, I first met Tina actually last year in Queensland. I was a guest speaker at a community forum, and Tina was also a guest speaker. So
were you shocked at what she'd been through?
Well, absolutely. At the time, I mean, I come from the other side of the fence. I was a maximum security prison officer, and here's this young lady getting up saying she used to be a heroin addict and been in prison and all these different charges. But no, never deterred me. In fact, I looked at that and thought, well, she's got a determination to get out there and achieve big things in life.
So, in terms of your family, you stole from them. I mean, when you were doing that, did you know you were doing it, or were you so stoned you didn't know? Did you deliberately steal from your family, and did it concern you?
It was such a determination and a desire for the drug that I didn't care about anything else.
And your family wanted you to go to rehab?
Yep, they tried on several occasions to take me, and I went for different interviews, and I always made excuses. That was the biggest thing, that I made excuses.
So at what stage is the family's trying to pay for it? They're trying to get you there. They're really trying to do the right thing. You're ignoring them. You're getting worse and worse and worse. What was it that turned you around to go to rehab?
I looked at my life when I was 25, and I had just been arrested for armed robbery. I had drug-induced psychosis and schizophrenia, and I was at the train station, and I said, I've got a choice to make. You know, Albert Einstein said that in the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And that was me. I was insane. And I looked at my life and I was like, I can go back that way to my drug dealer's house or back that way to my mum and dad's.
So you're in a train station?
At a train station, last train. And it was, you know, this crazy moment of
When you walked
clarity.
in the house to your parents that time, what was the reaction?
They didn't believe me. They were like, yeah, we've heard that before. And, you know, a couple of days previously, my dad had wiped his hands of me and said, I don't want to know you anymore. And, like, that was one of the pivotal moments in my life where I was like, OK, I have to do something.
How long did it take you to get clean and be confident that you were clean?
Well, I went to a program called Fresh Start for 12 months, and then I entered a program called the Esther Foundation. And I would say a good 18 months. A good 18 months. You can't do it. I mean, it depends on how long you've been using drugs for. And
as an addict, a reformed addict, are you ever tempted to get onto heroin again? Is that temptation there forever?
No. I'm tempted to escape pain and reality, but I'm not tempted to do those things because my life is so amazing now that I never want to go back to those things.
Happily married. You guys talk to a lot of kids at school, David. In terms of the kids at school, they're 12 to 16-year-olds. What did they want to know? The reality, how accessible are drugs out there?
Oh, very accessible. And the students are very open with us how accessible the drugs are.
Has anything they've said shocked you?
I think at first, when I first started becoming a public speaker and I started running the I Roll with Dave program, the first few times I did, but working in the prison system, I learned very quickly that you know, a lot of these kids have been on drugs since they're 12 years of age. We had a girl the other day, in fact, who, you know, she was in school, and year 11 girl, and is addicted to heroin.
Okay, a lot of parents out there have been in your parents' position. What do they do?
Never stop loving, but also tough love is probably one of the most important things, and get some good advice from people that know what they're doing. I rang my mum when I was 26, about a year after I got off drugs, and I said, "Mum, I'm really sorry, you were always right." That was a really hard thing for me to say, but she never stopped caring about me, and she loved me through it. And, you know, with the support of my family, you know, the rest of my family as well.
Amazing story.
Yeah.
David and Tina, congratulations on getting through it, and all the very best for the future.
Thank you.
Nice.
David and Tina Gunter joining us.